Lewis Hamilton's much-anticipated move to Ferrari has created a storm of excitement in Formula One. The seven-time world champion joined the iconic Italian team with hopes of securing his record-breaking 8th title. However, his start with Ferrari has been far from smooth. Hamilton's debut at Albert Park resulted in a disappointing 10th-place finish, trailing behind teammate Charles Leclerc. Ferrari's performance has left them languishing in 5th place in the constructors' standings, marking their worst start to a season since 2009. Despite these early challenges, Hamilton showed promising signs in China. He dominated the sprint qualifying and secured his first win for Ferrari with a commanding victory in the sprint race. This breakthrough moment demonstrated that Hamilton still possesses exceptional speed and skill behind the wheel. Ex-F1 driver Ralf Schumacher said, "What did surprise me is that he really got on really well with the car in the first practice session, and that was always such an issue for him. He proves that he still has the speed because that's always a bit of a question as you get older." The main Chinese Grand Prix proved to be a dramatic turning point in the Hamilton-Leclerc relationship. During the opening lap, Hamilton moved over around the swooping turn 1, making contact with Leclerc's front wing. This left the Monegasque driver in a compromised position, forced to complete the entire 56-lap race with damaged equipment. What happened next was unexpected. Despite his damaged front wing, Leclerc displayed superior pace compared to Hamilton. This performance disparity led Ferrari to issue a team order halfway through the race, instructing Hamilton to move aside for his teammate. The final result saw Leclerc finish 5th, with Hamilton trailing in 6th, before both were later disqualified for technical infringements. The incident highlighted potential issues within the Ferrari garage. Ralf Schumacher said, "I think Charles Leclerc also woke up. I think that annoyed him and there was some tension. Hamilton wasn't used to being told to drive fast on the teammate's side." In the aftermath of the collision, many expected Leclerc to express frustration toward his new teammate. Surprisingly, he took a different approach. Speaking to the media, Leclerc defended Hamilton, stating,
"In the race, let's start with that incident first of all and your take on it."
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not Lewis's fault at all. And on my side, I was just around the inside trying to position the car for turn 3. And Lewis didn't know I was there. I did not expect Lewis to come back taking the apex at the moment he was at.
Leclerc classified the incident as a routine racing situation. "It's a racing incident. It's not the first or last time it will happen. Shame it happened between the two red cars."
At the end, it's a racing incident. This is not the first and last time it will happen. It's a shame that it happens between the two red cars.
When questioned about his decision not to change the damaged front wing during his pit stop, Leclerc explained,
"To do a lot better. We didn't want to take the 8 seconds at the pit stop of changing a front wing because then I will have need to overtake cars, and we were very weak in turn 12, so that was making us very vulnerable with the cars behind, and it was very, very difficult to make any overtakes because on the way up to turn 14 we were just too far off. So I didn't want to take that risk. I just wanted to keep track position by then and try to maximize the result."
This measured response indicated a strategic approach from Leclerc. Despite the obvious setback, he recognized the importance of maintaining a positive team dynamic, especially so early in the season. The on-track tension was overshadowed by post-race events. Both Ferrari cars were disqualified from the Chinese Grand Prix results, delivering a devastating blow to the team. Leclerc's car was found to be 1 kilogram below the 800 kilogram minimum weight requirement, while Hamilton's car was disqualified due to excessive skid block wear. This marked the second time in 18 months that Hamilton had faced disqualification for skid block issues, following a similar incident at the 2023 United States Grand Prix. For Ferrari, the double disqualification represented a rare and embarrassing technical failure. Former F1 boss Bernie Ecclestone revealed the impact of these disqualifications on Ferrari's leadership. He said, "I met the former Ferrari boss Luca di Montezemolo at Eric Clapton's 80th birthday party. He was horrified by Ferrari's 2 disqualifications in China. Italy had never experienced such a disgrace since the start of the World Championship." Ecclestone criticized the team's oversight, particularly regarding Leclerc's underweight car. Ecclestone said, There was clearly no control center to check the cars after qualifying. There has been an age-old rule about being underweight for decades. Drive through the mud after crossing the finish line and collect as many stones as possible with the tires in the gravel. The Chinese Grand Prix revealed potential friction between Ferrari's star drivers. Ralf Schumacher's observations highlighted an underlying tension that could define their relationship moving forward. When you don't know the team that well, you're new. Until you get the hang of it, until your engineer understands you, it takes a few months, Schumacher explained, referring to Hamilton's adjustment period. Of course, it wasn't in free air, which makes a big difference in China, and his teammate passed him with the broken wing because I have to say, for the aerodynamicists, put 6 broken front wings in, they will work just as well or better than a whole one. This technical insight explains why Leclerc maintained strong pace despite the damage. However, Schumacher's next comment revealed a deeper issue. It's a bit of a hard one to understand, but I think he did a good solid job. And I think Charles Leclerc also woke up. I think that annoyed him, and there was some tension. Hamilton wasn't used to being told to drive fast on the teammate's side. Express Sport reported, Schumacher believes there was some tension between the Ferrari drivers and suggested that Hamilton was annoyed with his team's strategy. This growing tension threatens to undermine Ferrari's championship aspirations. With both drivers being natural competitors with championship ambitions, managing this relationship will be crucial for team principal Fred Vasseur. Beyond the teammate dynamics, Hamilton may be developing broader concerns about Ferrari's capabilities. After years of success with Mercedes, the 7-time champion is accustomed to operational excellence. The early mistakes at Ferrari have raised questions about whether Hamilton can trust his new team to deliver a championship-worthy car. Former Aston Martin strategist Bernie Collins identified potential trust issues developing. He said, "It's a bump because Ferrari had the wrong strategy in Australia. In China they have been disqualified, so should have done better, and they arguably had the wrong strategy because Lewis should not have pitted for a second time." Collins continued, "So it is a bump. If they go through it and they find whatever's wrong, then Lewis can get over that pretty quickly. But it's one of these little things that adds to the lack of trust." This assessment highlights the fragility of the relationship between driver and team in Formula One. Repeated strategic missteps and technical failures can erode a driver's confidence in their team's decision-making. For Hamilton, who left the familiar environment of Mercedes, these early setbacks could be particularly damaging. Fundamentally, it's the race engineer's job to ensure that the car is legal. Each race engineer for each car, it lies with them that the car is legal, Collins emphasized, highlighting the specific responsibilities that weren't met in China. Despite the tension, both drivers have shown impressive individual performances. Hamilton has demonstrated superior qualifying pace, particularly in the sprint sessions, while Leclerc has excelled in race conditions. The head-to-head battles between Hamilton and Leclerc in F1 2025 have been intense. Hamilton currently leads in qualifying but has yet to finish ahead of Leclerc in a Grand Prix. This performance disparity creates an intriguing dynamic within the team. At 40 years old, Hamilton is proving he still possesses exceptional speed. Ralf Schumacher said, "He has the speed now. It's just a question of can he keep it up. That's what I meant from the start." For Leclerc, competing against a 7-time world champion provides both a challenge and an opportunity. Outperforming Hamilton would cement his status as one of F1's elite drivers. The Chinese Grand Prix showed that Leclerc is capable of matching and exceeding Hamilton's pace, even with a damaged car.